Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 42-inch OLED from LG. This is the C2 2022 version, and it's quite nice. So I'm going to be talking about the PC settings and how I set up mine and how I kind of get a clear picture when using it as a PC monitor. I also use this for gaming, like the Xbox Series X, PS5. So I will be showing videos on how I calibrate it for that as well when it comes to gaming. But for now, let's stick with the PC settings and kind of show you initially what you want to do when you first set it up. I've watched a few videos just showing the expectation level of like 7 months, 6 months later. So hopefully this is a good monitor for future proofing, as well as it stands the test of time, because really I want to use it for a while. I don't expect to have to upgrade unless there is some type of OLED burn-in issue, which we're going to kind of talk about as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing you'll want to do when you first set this up is to go to your display settings, pick the option for the monitor, of course, and immediately they're probably going to send it to 300 recommended on here, and yeah, that's just too big. So what you want to go to is 150. That is my recommended. It allows it to look a lot cleaner and smaller, but it also has that it's still readable. That's the one thing you want to make sure it still is readable. So 150 for me is quite good, and 300 is just significantly way too big. The other thing you'll want to do is you want to go to your advanced display and make sure that this thing is showing up at 60 hertz and not 30. For some reason, mine's auto detected to 30 hertz. So you just want to make sure it is refreshing at that on that 60 hertz for refresh rate. So that is something you want to go to in display, then click on the display, and then go into the advanced display settings where you'll find that option there. After that, you're pretty much done with those screens. Pretty much all you want to do now is work with the remote and get this started. So first thing you want to do is open up your settings. You're probably not going to see this when you initially do it unless you already selected game optimizer. But what you want to do is want to go into your picture modes and you want to select game optimizer. Once you select that and you exit out completely, you can now hit the settings button and it should pop up with this little icon here, or the little dashboard for gaming. The one thing that I noticed immediately off back, so you want to click into the game optimizer, was that the FreeSync AMD was not on. So I have a AMD graphics card and it wasn't on for me. So here you'll find all those settings. So you obviously I kept with standard. That's a good starting point. You really don't need to do anything else. If you go down to AMD FreeSync, like we were talking about, this is where you'll find that FreeSync Premium. You just want to select it and turn it on. Usually this optimizer button here should already be on, but if it's not, go ahead and click that over to turn it on as well. Once you do that, you can kind of go into the settings in general. Reduce blue light, left it alone. That is just the temperature to automatically, like, to try to stop from straining your eyes. If that's something you're interested in, turn it on. But for me, it does. That's not necessary. Dark room mode is where it kind of adjusts the brightness based off the brightness in the room. You can leave that to level 1. That's where I had it, but you can turn it off as well, or turn it to level 2, where it kind of has a more of a stronger effect. Prevent input delay, input lag, left it as standard. Then we have come down here to, that's pretty much it. You can change the color of your menu if you want. You can change it to orange. You can change it to violet. That doesn't really matter though. Once you go back out of there, you can stay in those settings. Just switch over to picture. Here they have a simple selection, and then you're going to go down and you're going to get to the actual advanced settings. But here You can do the black stabilizer, to like adjust the visibility, like dark scenes in game screens, and then white stabilizer. I usually leave that just to the settings on the console, but that's something you might want to take a hold of, or jump into if it's not perfect. I know that's something that you might have to do on like a Callisto Protocol if you ever played it. It has like a weird looking black level, so sometimes maybe stabilizing that or adjusting the gamma helped me on my previous other OLED, the Vizio OLED that I have in this room as well. But here you kind of go to adjust your contrast. I'll put that to 85. It's just the dark areas high, so basically a difference between black and white. I like it really to be uh, like really defined. So 85 is really good for me. Black levels I left at 52. It was at 50, 52. If you kind of go above, it just gets too bright. The screen just starts to look a little muddy. So leaving it at 50 is perfectly fine. Adjusting the sharpness, you leave it to 0. There's no reason why you should need this. And like I said, this feature is not available while connecting to a PC anyway, so it's not really necessary. Color depth, 55. I left that at 55. Any higher is just too much saturation. Honestly, it just looks overly done, and I leave that for my games, not for regular PC scrolling. Just yeah, leave that at 55. Outside of that, you go into your advanced picture settings. That's where you kind of take you back to the normal screen. Again, all these settings, some of these settings can be found in that screen, but some of them cannot. And then you kind of see here, like the gamma, that wasn't a bit available in there, but you can change that. I'll leave it at 2.2. Color, again, the depth, you can fine tune that. Don't really touch anything here. I leave it all as is. Clarity is that sharpness, and then the super resolution. And then one of the things that you can do is turn on that filmmaker mode. I highly recommend you do not do that. It just kind of makes everything darker, and it's meant for films, so it's not necessary for your PC. So you can also apply this to all setups, but obviously I wouldn't recommend doing that because this is simply for PC settings. But outside of that, there really isn't much else. There's obviously going to be more videos of me talking about this and kind of going over everything that I like in this on the screen. But this is standard general my PC scrolling. If there is some games, I usually don't game too much on my PC, but if there is gaming things that you enjoy, that's where you kind of go into more of my console settings and how I like that to look. But then again, it's not going to change when you get out of that because again, it's you're going to be standardizing that for your entire PC setup. So just something to think about. Again, I like this very much. I really enjoy the fluidity of it. I like the size of it. I did go ahead and get like a different type of stand for it because the 2 feet were just ridiculous on here. And it took up too much space. I wish I had one that adjusted and kind of tilted up and down just to get the angle just right. But this is a straight one. So that's pretty much the only thing I'll recommend outside of settings in it is just getting a different stand if you're going to be really truly using it as a PC monitor. They have plenty of those on Amazon. I went with one of the solid bases in the middle so that way I have more room on the sides for things that I want to plug into it and things like that. So yeah, but overall I'm going to have a more impressions, more thoughts about this TV or monitor as I go on. But right now I'm truly loving it. I enjoy this, like I said, the size, and I enjoy the panel. So hopefully there isn't much issues when it comes to the OLED burn-in. They do have a very big suite of things that you can kind of look at that kind of shows that they're kind of going a little bit overboard at times if you're looking at it. So if you're kind of going into those advanced settings again and you kind of go to brightness, even to get that OLED pixel brightness to 100, you got to go into general first then you have to go into your OLED care, and then you have to go into your device self care and turn off energy saving to even get that to go. And then it also gives you things like the OLED panel care, where they kind of do the pixel cleaning, the screen move, they adjust the logo brightness to low. So if any static object images are automatically, they're prevented from occurring problem while watching same channels for a long period of time. So it really does do a lot of things to kind of make sure you don't get that burn in. Um, so yeah, hopefully that is enough to kind of keep it from doing that. But yeah, this is a at that point when I purchased it, it was $800. I think it was well worth it when it comes to just having a monitor that's and a TV that can do everything I needed to do. It also has really cool features like built-in kind of these whole multi-view, so I can see two different side-by-side images at the same time. So if I want to see HDMI 3 and then HDMI 2, it allowed me to kind of see them side by side. And I think that's really cool as well. So just a lot of different things you can do with it. And the features and the software is amazing to me. So yeah, if you enjoy this type of content and you want to see more of it, just stay subscribed. I'll be throwing up the tips and tricks every now and again about it. But yeah, another purchase not in the books. Another expensive purchase in the books that probably didn't need, but I really wanted it. So now I will be able to give you guys some more insight on it at least. But thank you guys for watching as always. If you enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will talk to you all in the next video. Peace.